We're live now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a second show. I think this will be our second show that we're doing.
Yes.
With me and Nachel Foster. Here we're going to be starting up a segment every Tuesday around 9 where we cover the news, politics, and law. We study and do our diligence in getting the proper research. She looks up and she keeps up to date with the laws, correct, Michelle?
I
And
have.
I just make sure I just check over and do the research and I just put it together and we just bring it before you guys. And we're about to cover over something on why and how the system works. But I know a lot of people are on white supremacy, got this man, but we probably gonna break it down a lot more so like a Mythbusters, us two. So with no further ado, I have the Honorable Deshelle Foster. She is a licensed attorney
Only in Texas, though.
in Texas. So she's in the heart on ground zero. So all the stuff that y'all be seeing on the news, the guy holding off in the tower, the court cases, everything, she's 9 times out of 10, it's already come across her desk. It's already somebody already ringed her up on the phone. Girl, did you hear? So before your girlfriends, your mama, your brothers, your cousins, all of them heard, she's most likely already looking at the case and already breaking it down with her colleagues, which I find a lot of them very interesting on what they talk about on social media. Lawyers are very interesting people on social media, what they say. Y'all a whole nother humanity, y'all. But welcome, Miss Foster. Welcome to the late night show. Let us begin. So we have another case of Joshua Brown. As we already know, if you want to fill them in on who Joshua Brown is, or do you want me to do that?
Joshua Brown was a witness in the Amber Geiger murder trial. If you're not familiar, Amber Geiger is the Dallas police officer that shot and killed an innocent man in his own apartment, believing allegedly that it was her own apartment. That witness was found dead. He was shot to death Friday night. And rumors circulated that this was a hit because he had testified against an officer who had been convicted of murder and was going to jail. As of today, that is not the truth. I don't know if you heard about it, but John King, I call him Calcum X, offered $100,000 reward leading to the capture of whoever killed this witness, this gentle young man that everyone was talking about. Well, apparently a gentleman by the name of Jaquan, am I saying his name right?
Yep. And don't worry, we got the audio, we have the video. It would be Jaquarius. Yes.
Jaquarius. Yes, I knew. I love that name. Jaquarius. My name's Nachel, so okay. Jaquarius. We're gonna go with Jaquarius. Jaquarius is in custody. Apparently, Jaquarius did not understand the laws of the state of Texas. Whereas is in Texas, let me put in layman's terms first. In for a penny, in for a pound, and hope that shit don't go down. Okay? That is the law in Texas. If you are with someone in the commission of a crime and someone gets killed, even if you did not pull the trigger, you can go to jail for murder. I'm also here with TK. Am I saying his name right? That is why he's in jail for 40 years. He did not pull the trigger, but he was part of the robbery. He meant to be there for the robbery and someone got killed, so he's in jail for 40 years.
Man, you there for a lot of rappers and a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah. Dang, you get around the show.
I have $3. I'm Mommy Uber. They're very active in the community. I'm active in the community. I'm here with TD Jakes, to give you an idea of how there's a big community in Dallas, but I have 27 first cousins. That will also let you know I get a lot of gossip in the Dallas Fort Worth area. My uncle was busy. 27 that we know of.
Jesus Christ.
5 with his wife, and the rest are on child support. We're on child support. He's deceased. So anyway, what I'm trying to get back to is apparently the $100,000 reward was too much. So Jaquarius decided to say, who killed? What's the gentleman's name? What's the witness's name?
Who killed Joshua Brown?
Joshua Brown. He decided, apparently, it looks like as if that $100,000 should have been his. So he spilled the juice. He apparently, like I said, this is through the gossip line. Apparently, he called and said he had information. He wanted 100,000. He could give them the name of Thaddeus. That is the young man that he claims actually pulled the trigger and killed Mr. Brown.
Yep, that is spot on. There's a screen. Yep.
The problem is, why did he get killed? Apparently, Mr. Aquarius came down with one of his relatives. He's 22. His relative is 32. And another gentleman by the name of Thaddeus to buy drugs. They came from Alexandria, Louisiana, where the hell that is. But I tell you, it ain't a 45-minute drive.
Right.
They drove from Louisiana to Dallas, Texas to buy drugs. That's not a small amount of drugs. They weren't trying to buy some weed. It apparently was a drug deal. When they get here to Texas, apparently some argument started between Thaddeus and Mr. Brown. Mm-hmm. And Thaddeus pulled out a gun and shot him dead. And Jaquarius helped him escape. That's aiding. That's aiding. After the crime, if you help the person escape, that's aiding the murderer. Aiding and abetting. So you can also be charged with the crime as well. So now we have 3 young men that are, one is already in custody, the other 2 are being hunted.
Yes.
And the charge will be murder.
And we already know how Texas treats murder. Especially
for me say that TK, he was 16 when he shot a guy. He was his friend when his TK was 16 at the time the guy they were trying to rob got killed. He's been sentenced to 40 years. That's what they do to a 16-year-old. So I'm just saying.
So let's do them a little treat. Let's do y'all a little treat because we like to break things down for y'all. Nachel did that all from the top of her head from what she was told through her knowledge and all the stuff that came through. So that was very good. So let's see just how spot on she definitely was. We like to give y'all a treat. So what we're going to do is actually give y'all footage from, I believe it's the chief, because usually the chief is usually the one who comes out and actually lets y'all know. Some people say, well, which chief is it? Listen, there's multiple chiefs inside the department. There's different departments.
Police, the actual head of the Dallas Police Department is one of my sources. She is a wonderful, I'm a Delta. She's a wonderful woman. So Delta Sigma Theta is playing a lot of this. The judge was a Delta. So please understand, this is not a lot of conspiracy among these proud women of Delta Sigma Theta.
Right. And we didn't even break down the etiquette of everything we're going off of, and we're trying to show y'all, everything that we can. So just like she called it and told y'all, Joshua Brown murder, arrest made in death, witness in Amber Geiger trial. I know everybody was like, most likely this is a setup. Nobody will drive that far for drugs. I know people who drive all the way from doggone Boston all the way down to Florida. Depending on the amount of money and the distribution, they'll make that drive.
Joshua, being in all honesty, when you first heard it, it sounded like, okay, he's just going to get some weed. You go around the corner for that. No, this was a criminal enterprise.
Right. Right.
This was not a small amount of drugs. They drove to Dallas. They live in a little town. So if you live in a little town and you want to be the kingpin of that little town, you have to go to a bigger town to get the mass quantities of drugs. Dallas is a big town. We're 2 million people. We're not little. We're not a little bitty country town. We're one of the largest. We're in the top 10 largest cities in the United States.
Worth billions of dollars. Billions.
Well, we do have a lot of billionaires here.
So right. So understand that. This is why I said y'all don't understand. Some people, this type of thing, they play hardball. They play hardball when it comes to let's see. This should be the police identify suspect. Yep. Okay. So let me make sure we get it all correct. Police identify suspect. Hang on. I want to make sure I got the right one.
Anyway, while you're doing that, what I really want to, I know a lot of people are upset with Judge Kemp. Understandably so. The visceral reaction for some, it was wonderful. Oh, it was a true act of Christian love, charity, compassion. Others, I understand if you're like, why the heck is this judge on the job hugging this person? It looked completely unprofessional. Judge Kemp has released a statement. Everyone is correct that the bailiff normally would just put him in handcuffs and take it out. But because of the emotional situation that occurred because of Botham's brother's testimony, she may have lost control of the court a little bit. There has been an ethical violation filed against her based on separation of church and state, overt religious bias shown in her courtroom. However, Judge Kemp said that Amber asked her, "Do you think God will forgive me too?" And in response, she said, "Pray about it." And Amber said, I don't know where to begin. I don't even have a Bible. That is the reason Judge Kemp gave her a Bible. Then she said Amber asked her for a hug twice. And on the second time, she said, this girl is obviously hurting. She has, she's going to pay a toll here on earth and probably in heaven. So I'll give her a hug, a compassionate hug to send her on her way. That is the official statement. Love it, like it, or whatnot. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I do know I have told my kids that if you are ever around anyone who has murdered me, if you do hug them, I will crawl up out of the grave like one of those zombie movies like I'm from Haiti and whoop your behind. So I do understand how some people, maybe Botham wasn't that kind of person, but no one in my family had better hug anybody who has been convicted of murdering me. And if I'm on trial, if I'm a witness, I'm putting it on notice right now. If I am a witness in a trial, every judge in this town would say, if I said, Your Honor, can I give them a hug? They would, excuse the expression, sit your ass down. I know you, Nachel. I know you, Nachel, because they knew as soon as the judge said yes, I jump up and fly across over there and whoop they behind. Okay. I'm keeping it PG right now, but y'all do understand. I am from the hood. I'm from a place called Como, Texas. I am an educated nigga bitch. Don't make me remember how I fought to get out of the hood. Okay, I'll just say it to you like that. I can go in and out of the hood. Don't make me none because I got bail money. How does that sound? You got the clip ready? Joe, I don't know if anyone else can hear you. Check your mic. Are you talking?
There we go. My bad. I'm glad we did that. Yeah, glad you told me that. All right, there. I had to go fix the volume. There we go. So let me go ahead and let this play through. So
Look at you. The techno guy is slipping up. Come on now.
yeah, one guy he's probably slipping up on this. Let me go ahead and get that ready and put the audio together for y'all because I know somebody's already saying that they feel that this is BS. No black man would do this to his own people. Y'all must not know how niggas get down. But I'm gonna just keep it a buck for y'all. I told y'all. I don't sugarcoat feelings. All right. So here we go. There we go. All right, let's begin this case. I told you I'm at least go get y'all the audio.
Tonight, a multi-state manhunt to find the men police say murdered Joshua Brown.
These suspects are to be considered dangerous because they're armed.
Authorities issuing capital murder arrest warrants for Thaddeus Green and Michael Mitchell in Brown's death. Brown, a key witness in the murder trial of Amber Geiger. Police say Friday the suspects drove from Alexandria, Louisiana to Dallas, meeting up with Brown to buy drugs.
Thaddeus Green gets out of the vehicle, has a conversation with Joshua Brown, which escalates into physical altercations.
The confrontation ended in gunfire. Police say Brown opened fire first before being fatally shot by Green. Today, Dallas police stressing there's no evidence tying the shooting to the Geiger murder trial and calling on local leaders to stop suggesting Dallas PD was involved.
I assure you that is simply not true.
Brown's family now calling for an independent investigation.
They don't think that the Dallas Police Department is the right agency to conduct this investigation.
A crime Dallas police say they remain committed to solving with 2 suspects at large.
And tonight, a third suspect who was shot by Brown in that confrontation is recovering tonight inside this hospital under police watch and is also charged with capital murder.
Now, right there, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that footage. If y'all want to watch that video, I'm gonna go ahead and post that video for y'all. This right here is the chief. He's breaking down everybody that is involved with this case. Like I said, majority of the people that have been going up and breaking down this case are black. Nachel, would you agree or disagree? Majority of the people that have been going up there are black.
What do you mean?
The chief, the judge, 5.
Dallas is a black city. It's literally close to 60% minority. I mean, there are a lot of black people here. We're one of the largest. Cedar Hill is right out just south of Dallas. It is the largest black upper middle class city in the United States. And it's like 80% black. Then you have Cedar Hill that comes in that is about, I'd say about 80% black. I mean, white flight may be the cause. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, when you move into an area, it will not be long before some real estate agent will start sending out postcards to all your neighbors saying, hey, you want to sell your house? Did you meet your new neighbor that just moved in? I sold that house to her. And they'll have your picture. I did not know Koreans did not like Vietnamese until I got that little thing in the mail. The first time a Vietnamese moved into our neighborhood, they sent the little cards out. Have you met your new neighbor? Code word, Koreans moved down the heartbeat. Then when the African guy moved in, here came the little postcards in the mail. Hey, you want to talk to an agent? We just sold this house to this African guy. We can get your house, so we can sell your house too. More of them want to move in. Yes, they do say that. So I'm going to say Dallas is a very black area. White people to move to the outskirts of Dallas.
So white people. So you're saying that predominantly majority of this case is being handled by
Dallas County is black. White people live in Collin County, which is about an hour away.
Wow. So I don't know how much white supremacy is working in this one because, damn. But so far, when the Amber Geiger situation happened, that was a black woman that was speaking the first time. That was a black woman speaking. Now this time,
that was Chief Renee.
Right. And I've heard about her. She's very strict about stuff.
She came in, I want to say from Detroit.
Oh wow. So you already know she ain't I think the thing about it is they're looking to see the allegiance of are these people going to be loyal to black first or to their people first or their plight first.
You can be loyal to your people. I'm gonna say it like this because I've traveled. You know, I've been to Haiti, I've been to Jamaica. Those are black countries. You have black leaders. Sometimes you got to be a little strict. Think about it. One of the things we keep saying is that white parents were too lenient on their kids. When I was little, you didn't throw temper tantrums. You didn't add, because black parents were known to be very strict. So as a black professional in law enforcement, you should be strict. You should protect the victim because most of the time the victim is another black person. So yes, this case is the previous DA, Faith Johnson, another SORA, she had just convicted a Dallas County area. I think it was Balch Springs police officer for shooting into a car while a group of teenage boys was driving off, and she convicted him of murder last summer. So no, we are not playing in Dallas. These were the first two murder convictions of a police officer in Dallas in about 20 years.
Right.
So this isn't. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
gonna be honest. I'm not saying there's no racism here. What I'm saying is this particular case is not reeking of racism. The Dallas Police Association supports Judge Kemp. They helped her get elected. They helped her get reelected. You cannot get elected in Dallas or Fort Worth, the DFW Metroplex, without the backing of the police department unions. That's just a simple fact. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of people. So with that said, I know some of you are seeing that out there. But just because you are supported by the police, you like does not mean you will not investigate crimes involving police officers. I mean, we have some crazy police officers here. Don't get me wrong. One of my friends is an attorney for a black man that's an attorney for one of the police unions here, the largest one, CLEAT. And they will punish police officers, but sometimes they do some crazy things. They will sue if they're fired. They will sue for defamation if they're fired. So there's a lot of procedural issues that the Dallas Police Department has to go through before they can fire a police officer, the way the union has everything set up. And if they sue the police department, the taxpayers could wind up paying the police officer $1 million or more. So they want to be very careful and selective in when they do fire. A lot of times, until they know all the facts, until they talk to the DA and find out if the DA really can get a conviction, they won't fire them. The moment that they see, yes, 2 + 2 = 4, this is a conviction, you're fired. They're not worried about the lawsuits. But I will say this. I have seen a case in the sister city of Fort Worth where the prison officials were caught on video holding a man down until in water. He had flooded the toilet in the cell. They held him down. I saw the video. Held him down. I forgot to give you that thing. I'll give you the site. They held a man down in water until he drowned.
Wow.
That case didn't make the news because by the time Talcum X found out about it, the man's family had already got $1.4 million. They settled that case for $1.4 million. But the problem was they arrested the 2 officers that killed him. But because of lack of us turning out for jury duty, the threat that it was just an accident, yada yada yada, they wound up they fired the men. They fired them. But the men said, we'll sue you. So the DA's office entered into a deal with the Fort Worth Police Department that if the Fort Worth Police Department would give them their job back and allow them to quit so it wouldn't be on their permanent record as a termination, the DA would drop the charge down to a misdemeanor. And the man would plead guilty to it. And to save money, even though there was a video of them holding the man down.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen it. So I'm happy for the improvement. I was happy. You don't understand. They called me up on the day before Thanksgiving to say, Nachel, I've issued an indictment. We will arrest those 2 police officers. I was excited because this was a clear case of them murdering a man on video. But that's what it took for them to arrest someone for manslaughter in Tarrant County, Dallas' sister county. So I want you to get the idea of the mindset that's going on in these people's minds. They're not used to seeing police officers held accountable. But don't think for 1 second Black and white people are not upset, because the group Open Carry March is a group of, not us, because if a Black man walking down the street, hey, y'all saw what happened when the cops got killed. I forget the gentleman's name, but anyway, Open Carry has been trying to just openly carry rifles, guns in Texas. They're a group of Caucasian gentlemen. They finally did partner up with the Huey P. Newton gun group out of Dallas. We call them the New Black Panthers. And they marched with their guns on the Capitol. I don't think Texas had ever seen anything like that before. I'm talking about 25 Black men armed to the hilt, walking right there with a group of about 200 white people armed with guns. Well, the leader of that group has been put on, this was during the Obama phase, so don't blame Trump for this. The leader of the Huey P. Newton group was placed on the terrorist list, imprisoned. I mean, just taken from his home. Nobody knew where he was. Held for 5 months as a terrorist because he was a Black man walking with a gun. And some of the things he said on Facebook, I'm just telling you. This is Dallas.
I got the stuff squared away. I figured it out how they do it now, because they, in all their infinite wisdom, these people, they have different feeds that they want you to watch. Everybody and their grandma is trying to cover this story, but I wanted to be able to allow it where you guys would get to real time, get to see. I want y'all to get to see the the actual suspects. These are literally kids. I'm not gonna call them kids, but they're young people.
22.
Yeah.
Except for that one guy, he's 32.
Yeah, he's just stupid.
One of the guys is on the large. The other Mitchell, he's 32. He should have known better.
Yeah, so we can't really feel bad for them. I know some black people are in their feelings because they feel like, yo, this should not. I feel like this is just a setup. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Like, black people do this all the time. Literally, when it comes to drugs, and one thing my cousin always told me, you never sell drugs out of your home. Never do that. Never do that. Because literally, that means that they'll come back to you. So we're going to go ahead and play this to the best of our ability of what they got going on. Let's see. Everybody's calling me, but I guess some people feel a certain type of way about this. There we go. So there you go. You have it right there. Juror who says he overslept since 10 days. Apology. What the hell? Oh my God. I think this is the other thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I know why you have that on there. Someone asked us, well, Joshua Brown, why did he cooperate with the police? Why was he a witness in the trial? Why was he a key witness in the first place? Why was he snitching? It's that feeling of snitches wind up in ditches. I can honestly understand that. I've seen it sometimes, but that's neither here nor there in this particular case. If you are needed as a witness, they will issue a subpoena. You can come voluntarily. If you miss the subpoena, the judge can issue a warrant. It's called a bench warrant to tell the bailiffs, the magistrates, or the constables to come and bring you in. The police can bring you in. Anybody that can find you will bring you into that courtroom, and you'll stand before that judge, and that judge can hold you in contempt of court and throw you in jail or fine you. So that applies to jurors. Once you are selected as a juror, now I know a lot of y'all are like, oh my God, what if I get a jury summons? Do I have to go?
Right.
The thing about a jury summons, you may not have live at that address. They could arguably come after you, but they usually leave you alone. If you show up based on that jury summons and you are selected for jury duty, it has now become a legal obligation for you to be there on time. So if you oversleep, it is not unheard of for a judge to issue a warrant, a bench warrant, for them to go get you and bring you to the courtroom. And you may be fined. You may be thrown in. You may be thrown in holding for a while. But this is not unusual. So I'm just telling you what
I'd rather just go if I know that they can do all that. I'd rather just go and just get it out the way. The subpoena, the basic definition of a subpoena is that a court order asking a person to appear in court. This is why you usually get served. When you see those guys nobody ever likes to get served. And usually when they find you and they serve you, if you don't show up, the deputy or the sheriff comes to get you. And they don't matter where you at. You could be at a party, you could be in a hospital, unless you are in that bed, which they're going to just cuff you to the bed. It's pretty interesting. I've seen one person. They'll come get you. They have the right. It is by law. The basic definition of a subpoena is that the court orders asking a person to appear, answer questions, and produce documents. Also referred to as a subpoena duces tissum.
Subpoena duces taken. That's Latin for with the documents.
Okay, so literally that is from the judge. It is the paperwork from the judge. Doesn't come. He's telling you have to show.
It's from the court. This sounds very crazy. So I'm gonna explain this to you. As a lawyer, I can ask the court to issue a subpoena or subpoena duces taken. You can ask that. The court will put their seal on it, and it will have the force and effect of I hate to say law, but it will basically, law enforcement will enforce it. I will say it's legally enforceable if you fail to do whatever that thing says to. Now, if you got a little money, you can fight it. It's called, you can get a protective order, which is another order from the court that says you don't have to do what that subpoena said you have to do. So you
Now they're
can't.
gonna really be interested in why you ain't coming.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people who needed a protective order. As you said, they were in the hospital. They knew that they were not going to be able to be there at the time and place that they had been ordered to be there. Called up, hey, I need a protective order. Okay, give me your money. Here's your protective order. So that's just the way it works. As a lawyer, I mean, it's like someone calls me up. Oh, what do? I got subpoena. Okay.
Right there, it says
Comply
right there.
with it, or we can fight it. Which one do you want to do?
The important thing to remember is that a subpoena is a court order. If you ignore it, you could face serious consequences. In most cases, it's your best interest to speak to a Texas criminal defense lawyer. If you receive a subpoena, you want to make sure that you do everything you're obligated to do under the law.
I also want to make this distinction too. In a criminal case, the DA's office can decide that you are a material witness. So if you start sitting up there saying, no, I ain't going to testify, guess what they can do? They can get a court order that you are a material witness. Actually, they don't even have to wait to get a court order. They'll get that afterwards. They'll sign an affidavit afterwards and say you are a material witness. They can arrest you and hold you in general population until it's time for you to testify. They can do that under federal law. They can do it under state law, but they are notoriously known to do it under federal law. So don't go running your mouth saying, I'm not going to testify, because you will find yourself locked up, not in police protective custody. Now, that's a different thing altogether. Protective custody is usually federal. Those are the serious crimes. They have to be looking into very specific organized crime and things like that in order to even think about offering you witness protection. Witness protection usually means that after you testify, you will be relocated and given a new identity. It doesn't mean they're going to just stake an officer outside your house. If you are under witness protection, you have to take your drawers. Your best friend is gone. Maybe you can bring a dog, but you can only bring immediate family. Your wife, your mama can't come with you. You can bring your wife and your kids. That's it.
That's Thaddeus Griffin right there. I'm sure y'all were trying to ask the question, who is Thaddeus Griffin? That's him right there. Let me make sure I make it bigger for y'all. Thaddeus Griffin is right there.
Also, if you get shot, you do I don't know if people realize, if you get shot, the hospital is obligated under law to call. If you come in a car wreck, the police will be there at the hospital. They will already be getting a search warrant for your blood. So while the hospital is treating you, they're getting a search warrant for that blood. So don't think, I'm just telling you, if you're going to not consent to a search of your blood, you have to do it when the doctor sits up there and goes, let me get some blood. No. If you are ever in a car wreck and taken to the hospital, do not allow the hospital, unless I'm just going to say, like, unless your life depends on it and you've been drinking, do not allow the hospital to take your blood, because by law, they have to turn it over to the police without your consent.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the things that I want to educate people on, because this young man, I mean, he didn't understand that by telling what went on, he implicated himself, because in Texas, the felony murder rule will get you life in prison, 20 to 40 years in prison, just because you were there. If you were in committing a crime, you want to rob someone, you want to buy drugs, you want to sell drugs, all those things are illegal. So be very careful when they say you have a right to remain silent. Do that. The only words you should ever say in talking to a police officer, I'd like to call my lawyer. Don't think you can explain your way out of it, because now we push really hard in most cities in Dallas, Fort Worth area. All our police officers have cameras. They can cut them on and off when they want to. When they want to use it, they will have them on. Now you're going to try to explain what happened, they will use that against you. It might sound good to you.
What? Yeah. Now, some of y'all said they knew this man was a witness in a high profile case. Let me let y'all understand this. He already played his part in the case. He already played his part. Like, once your case is over, the police do not have to watch you anymore. You done your due diligence as a citizen. Like, they've already sentenced. He didn't get shot during the murder case. He got shot after she was already sentenced. Like, there's no need. Like, I'm not sure if some of y'all understand how witness protection works. Let me put it like this. I'm a bodyguard for Nachel. Once I get Nachel to her destination, the contract with me and her is done. So after I leave her yard, whatever happens from there on, that's on her. That's on her. He didn't die. He didn't get shot during the case, before his test. See, if they were going to kill him, it would have made more sense to go after him before he testified, before he did his 2 days of fame. Mind you, when you do that, you do let people know. And I want you to understand this. The area where Gene Botham and Josh lived, it wasn't like some high class society area. It was anybody could get in. It was like a normal apartment in Dallas. I won't say it was like middle class, you know. So, and mind you, you got to think this is an apartment complex that did not have good security for its doors. So just think about that. How much were they really living up in that type of area? Okay, I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but we're like I said, I'm saying the guys.
We're not talking about people in the hood. I mean, I know the area.
Right? No. Okay, JJ cleared it. He said, I'm saying the guys who shot him, they should have expected to be arrested. Niggas are stupid. Niggas are stupid. Y'all gotta understand this. People are dumb. People have done dumber stuff. There have been people who have literally killed people and think that they can turn in the insurance money, not thinking there's going to be an investigation and get caught by turning themselves in. Like, these things, it's not like it's infrequent. It's just that people think they're getting over the law. The guy thought he was going to get $100,000 by saying, well, I wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. So, because he pulled the trigger, he goes to jail, not me. But as Nachel just said, aiding and abetting in a murderer, that's a crime. That's a capital offense. So, you know, what's it? The person is
under Texas Penal Code 19.02.
Actually, let me go ahead and pull it up for you. I got you.
Okay.
Let's first grab them the witness protection program.
Oh yeah.
Let's show them that. I told y'all we're gonna hit everything for y'all. We're gonna give y'all the facts and the best of the facts because we want to make sure y'all get everything good. I know we're showing y'all stuff and we're trying to break down how the system works for these type of things with subpoena codes. I know y'all want to say this is too coincidental. The white man had to do something with it. Listen, man, the police, you know why the police are working so fast, so hard now? Because they're like, no. You ain't going to blame this drug dealer on us. No. This guy right here was a distributor. Y'all got to understand, sometimes cops know who are doing what and what's going on. But if they got something more high priority like this going on that is a national issue, that's priority. Police have priorities of what to handle. He didn't fly on the radar, so he wasn't a priority.
I mean,
they got to fly. Go ahead.
I'm just going to ask a very simple question. I hear what people are saying, but if Joshua Brown was going to be a witness, he was such an important witness to Talcum X. Yes, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say Talcum X. Did y'all not hear me say that we had the Black Panthers here in Dallas? Did y'all not? If y'all thought this man's life was in danger and he was important to the civil case coming up, why didn't y'all have bodyguards with him? You could have gotten a bodyguard for $10 an hour, a real good one for $16 an hour, around the clock security, because you thought this man's life was in danger. Sometimes we gotta do for ourselves. We can't always sit up there and say, well, why didn't the government do this?
Right.
He had already testified. Normally, when your life is in danger, it is because they want to prevent you from testifying. And Josiah said, they want to prevent. So obviously this man made it to the witness stand, walked around for a couple of days afterwards. Hell, if they wanted to, this is Dallas, Texas. Did y'all, maybe y'all haven't heard about Lee Harvey Oswald and Ruby. Lee Harvey Oswald was accused of killing the president of the United States, JFK. They arrested Lee Harvey Oswald as the police were transporting him from the jail to appear in court. Jack Ruby showed up and shot him dead. So, as I said, if they want to kill you in Dallas, we are notoriously known. Fort Worth is known as where the West began, Wild Wild West. That when I sit up there and want you to understand this culture, if the police want to kill you in Texas, remember Vice President Cheney? He's from Texas. He took a friend on a hunting trip, and only one of them came back, and he didn't go to jail. His friend from the hunting trip accidentally got shot and killed. And that's your vice president. So again, anyone who wants to ask the question of why were they not protecting him, who was he important to? Whose life mattered? If you're saying Black Lives Matter and the police should have, no, Black people should have been protecting him. If we as a people thought that the police were going to come for Mr. Brown, then we as a people should have either volunteered or collected money to hire security from this man.
Right. I mean, as much as y'all say we need to do for ourselves and y'all don't trust the system, then why would you trust the system to watch him? Like like I said, and it said right here, what is the witness protection program? As Nachel already going over, acting as a witness in a case can sometimes be a dangerous activity, especially when there are people who don't want you to talk. Listen, the main thing of why they offer police protection, and they even tell you before the case, do you need protection? Do you need a cop, a station outside your home, outside your apartment, in this hallway? They do that. They do
until
that.
You testify.
Until after you testify, you on your own, buddy. After you testify, good luck. It doesn't make no sense to kill you.
Joe,
once you testify, your thing's already on the record.
California Witness Protection Program. I want people to understand, when you say witness protection, that is witness relocation. After you testify, you're getting the fuck up out of Dodge.
Yeah, you wouldn't stay in the same area after you already just narked. You don't stay in the same area. Like, nobody tells on the area and just say, well, I'm still living my community. No. You are leaving. You are relocating. Your life stops.
And Texas's version of witness protection, if you haven't figured it out, is not to pay for you to move and give you a new identity. Texas's witness protection program, as they call it, allows you to hide your address. They expect you to move and your new address. You move on your own dime. If you believe your life is in danger, you move. And then they make it so that no one can find your address. It is officially your voter registration cards and things like that. Because yes, I can find, if I know your name, I can find out where you live by your voter registration card. And in Texas,
so they literally in Texas, they wipe you off the grid.
Yes, they'll wipe you off the grid.
Jesus, that's the best protection you could ever get.
But you got to move. You got to be smart enough. Now, if you were a witness and you go back to the club where you saw Nene kill Baby.
You just dumb, man.
Okay.
Catch that bullet, nigga.
I'm just saying it like this.
Catch that bullet. I don't even feel bad for you.
California will give you a stipend, one-time payment to help you move. But don't sit up there and think that, remember, Dallas Police Department, they're paid by your sales tax dollars, or any police department. When you see these sales taxes, that little 8%, 6%, or whatever you're paying in your state, that's the money that goes to the city. A portion of that money goes toward the city and the state. That's where you get your state troopers, their salaries from. That's where you get your local. There'll be a local portion of it, usually about 2%. So they don't have, these police officers make $70,000, $50,000, $70,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So who is going to sit up there and pay somebody $300 a day to watch your, excuse my expression, black ass? You want the state to pay $300? They might do it if you are needed. Your testimony is needed. But once your testimony has been done, why would anybody want to kill you? You already said you think retaliation.
It's already been written. It's already been what's it called? A cartograph. The people it's already down. They got what they needed. They got what they needed. And it says right here, who gets protected? The decision to allow a witness to receive protective services lies with the Office of the Attorney General. 18 United States Code Section 3521, U.S. Department of Justice Office of Enforcement Operation or OEO is responsible for authorizing or approving protective service or for any witness for the immediate family of any witness. Now, when they say immediate family, I'm sorry, your girlfriend is not your immediate family unless she has your child. I gotta let some of y'all know that right now.
And you gotta marry her to get in that program.
Right. Like, y'all, I want you to understand, because she's just a liability. She's just your girlfriend. They would hate to spend money. We're talking about, so for some of y'all dudes who just got a girl.
Did I make it very clear that unless your mother is an invalid and you are her caregiver, she will not go on that program with you either.
Right.
So think about your mom and your daddy. Unless you are physically taking care of an adult, the only adult that can go with you on the witness protection program is your spouse. And that's the only adult, the spouse. You can take your minor kids. And if your kids are grown, they can't go with you.
Yep.
9 times out of 10, no. I'm saying 9 times out of 10.
And take it from me, for someone who worked for the government, we're very strict with the rules. Oh, can I take my no? Can I take? You'd be surprised who people try to carry with them, and I just say no, and I do not even budge, because that's one more person I got to watch out for. That's one more thing I got to handle.
Why would you lose your job?
Exactly. I'm not doing none of that. And like I said, who gets protected? The Attorney General. It really goes up a lot of a chain, because this is state and federal money that is getting paid for. So I'm sorry, you Negroes are not on that type of ladder. For somebody who just lived down one or two doors down for this.
I mean, this was a murder case. I mean, no offense, it got a lot of hype and everything. This was not organized crime.
Right. This ain't no Tekashi 6ix9ine thing. This is literally, and let's be fair, Tekashi 6ix9ine. I hope you know he's paying.
Address confidentiality program. That's the big
right. Mind you,
Something better
and
than nothing.
this is the address confidentiality program of them hiding you. This is what you were talking about with them erasing your address. Pretty much, you're getting erased out of the system. I think that's probably the best thing. You pretty much don't exist, but good luck trying to get food stamps and other stuff because you're no longer in the system. So, but guess what? It's a free I don't exist card. I mean, police data banks can probably find you, but they have to go through certain types of stringent doggone, people to
Protocols.
go protocol to figure out who you are, or they'll have to go look at the case and say, oh, okay, so we can't make a big deal of who you are, but you still, mind you, if you are in this type of program, you still can be touched. Don't think that now after you just did this, they can't arrest you. You are immune.
Oh, the
No,
police can find you.
well,
Oh, the police can.
they will find you faster than anybody else because you are in the system. Hell, you
So
are no
this
longer.
is the general public cannot find you.
These are the
One friend, and I'm gonna see how I'm give you an analogy of how this stuff works. Had one friend that I'm trying to remember how exactly what the word is. Excuse me, it's late. This is late. This is I want to be relaxed when I'm talking to y'all. This is free legal advice because I love my brothers and sisters.
Somebody asked the question: Are black people against the system or with the system? Hell, I don't know what the hell you are. I mean, shit. I know damn well that shit. I worked for the system. She works for the system. It depends on what you want to be today, tomorrow, the night after. I listen. Y'all don't ask crazy questions. Y'all know damn well.
Don't be mad. Don't be mean. I mean, I understand what he's saying. Are we working with the system? We're working to change the system.
I do apologize, CD1. That is a fair question. But that is a fair question. Are blacks with or against the system? It depends on who they are and how they want to cooperate. But let's be for real. There are some blacks who are of the criminal element who work very well with the system. Versus there are some blacks who are not criminals, and the police will say, "Hey, could you cooperate with me, Mr. Johnson?" And I'll be like, "Fuck you, no." And they'll be like, "Nothing I can do." If I tell them no, and my attorney's like, "Mr. Johnson, it's best you cooperate," but I say no, I'm not cooperating. There's nothing they can do. They just like, well, we just leave you by the wayside. Whatever happens, happens.
Right. I mean, it's very simple. If you ask me personally, I'm a lawyer. Do I work with the system? I understand the system. There are things I work to fix in the system. There are certain things I work to break in the system. But at the end of the day, we need people to tell us what they don't like about the system. Now, the system is different than individual people. I'm going to say it like that. The system is different than individual people. Now, just because I don't do stuff for free for Nene, Shaquan, particular individuals, if I see a pattern of stuff happening, I will get it changed. But you have to understand how to change the system. In order to change the system, you can sit up there and throw little pebbles at the big monster giant. That ain't gonna do anything. But if you're inside the system, you know where the kidneys are. You know where the spleen is. You can just tear that shit up. So yes, there are people. I know it's making a crazy ass analogy. There are some people that have allowed themselves to get swallowed up into the system by their profession. So they're within the system now. You may not see us, but there are things that we are doing. You may not see, but we are attacking the spleen. We're like viruses. We're in the system. So if you're making that big statement, are blacks for or against the system? Okay, you want to see? If that's your big thing, I want to see you fighting the system. Then
okay,
guess what?
So hang on. Let's hit this one right here. I think that's a good question. BMT, what about the idea that Mr. Brown was assassinated to send a message not to challenge the big blue line a revenge killing to show Dallas citizens who's boss. Amber Geiger's not a cop. I want you to understand this. Before she went to jail, she was already cut off from the police force. So understand this. They covered their ass before she got arrested. She was already fired before she got arrested. Versus what's the guy? The guy Al Sterling, the guy that is it Freddie, the guy who got choked out up north? Like, they'll let you know if they fire them before or after. If they get fired before the case, that means they're not a cop, they're a citizen. That means Amber Geiger is on her own. The police department's not taking up for her. They're like, she's out in the wind by herself.
But I will say this. I will always correct. One of the attorneys that was there with her was from the police union. He was an attorney for the police union. Mm. Now, she wasn't fired, but they were empathetic with any. I mean, we're empathetic with black people. Come on now. They were empathetic with her. She did see blonde joke. Hey, I don't believe she was that dumb. This is my own personal opinion.
I think she shot that man on purpose. That's just me.
No, I'm going to say this is what I believe. Do y'all remember Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
All the Bruce Willis Christmas movies? What was that called?
Fucking hard something. Goddamn, he's a cop that's always doggone
Yeah, Bruce Willis was always a cop. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
He's always that asshole cop.
Yes, Bruce Willis, the cop movies where he's always off duty and he got us,
yeah, they don't cover you for that shit.
Okay, the long and short of it is, from her own testimony, Amber Geiger, did go to the wrong apartment. I'll give her that. That's an accident. I've been to that apartment complex.
Die hard.
Yes. I've been to that apartment complex. Yeah. I mean, it's just a monolith of doors. It's easy to get off. They now have big letters. Big right letters. This is the floor. If you step off out of the parking garage, now immediately which floor you're on. Before you didn't. So she gets off work. Okay, she's thinking about getting a little nookie. Okay, great. Whatever. She ain't paying attention. She got a parking space, got her stuff out of the car. This is my problem with her. She's put her key in. These are electronic keys. So it is recorded that it was her key in the lock, but the door had not fully shut all the way. Those automatic doors are supposed to slam and lock. So when she realized the door was a little bit ajar, she took her key out, took her foot to push the door open to see who was in her apartment. Then took all of her gear and put it on the ground to prop the door open, grabbed her gun out of his holster and put it in front of her. That's what you call a yippee-yi-yay cowboy motherfucker from Bruce Willis, Die Hard movie.
She was ready to go shoot somebody.
She was like, honestly, not my house, not today, motherfucker. You can't do that in Texas.
No, she could.
Some people have gotten away with it, but legally speaking, the Castle Doctrine allows you to. Oh, I got to give you the case on that one. The Castle Doctrine allows you to defend yourself. If you reasonably believe your life is in danger, your life is not in danger because somebody's inside your house. So you don't go running in there to extract vengeance on them. Vengeance. Not my house, mother.
We have it right here. I'm gonna push you over to this portion right here, the show. We have it, Texas Penal Code 19-02, murder. Adequate cause means cause that would commonly produce a degree of anger, rage, resentment, or terror in a person, ordinary temper sufficient to render the mind incapable of cool reflection. That is murder. Sudden passion. These men are being tried for murder.
Right. That's what they try to do. A lot of people ask me, why at the sentencing phase did they try to do the why did they try to do the passion? They tried to say that her rage at thinking somebody was in her apartment is the reason she went running inside. It was a sudden fit of passion to drop it down, the sentencing down, that if it were you, even if you don't believe that was reasonable for me to believe it was my apartment, and I intentionally killed them. Okay. Basically, what they tried her for, I'm serious, is a heart attack. If a person in Texas walked up to their house and found their door open and grabbed a gun and went running inside, that was sudden passion, and they would get 5 years. But they would not be convicted of murder necessarily. Probably, but basically they were sending a message that all you gun-toting enthusiasts in Texas, do not think you can take the law into your own hand. Even if it's your own house. Okay, let me give you an example. I mean, different scenario slightly. Guy was in his own house. A crackhead came up to his house. The guy's roommate had taken his phone for some money so he could buy some crack. So basically he sold his phone. He decided he wanted to undo the deal at like 2:00 in the morning. The guy goes to the door. He lives there. It's his house. It's his castle. He said, man, get away from my house. The guy tried to push his way in. Guy said, man, go on, please go. The guy, he pushed him out of the house. The crackhead said, man, I'm going to go and get my gun and come back and kill all you motherfuckers. I'm going to shoot this house up. And the homeowner shot him dead right there and then. Wasn't taking no chances. Now, that man is in jail. They said that was a yippee-yi-yay cowboy moment. That he should not have had that was unreasonable for him to kill that man in cold blood just because he said he was going to come back and shoot up the house.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you get him first before he come on back.
Hey, yo, hood rule.
Boy, I can't be a Texas man. But if you said you coming back, I'm shooting you first, bro. You ain't getting off that damn property before I get you.
You have to have a reasonable belief that your life is in immediate danger.
I gotta wait for this motherfucker to come back with a gun. I gotta be on fire though. so now we have
one man. I will say, a group of black people were all found. They were no bill. No bill in Texas means they wouldn't even press charges against them, because this one guy said, "Yo, y'all better not let me get to my car. I'm gonna blow all you motherfuckers up." Guess what? They shot him. They said it was reasonable to believe that his car that was less than 5 feet away was a dangerous weapon. If nothing else, his car, he could have run them all down. Mm-hmm. They did not have to wait. Yeah. There's a reasonableness of it. If you really believe, if I let this mofo get to his car, he's going to kill me. Yeah. People can believe that. But a crackhead, like I said.
Crackhead could mean anything.
What?
No, I'm just saying, the crackhead could probably walk off the doggone property and forget right then and there. And
yeah, I mean, like I said, crackheads are crazy. They're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. I understand hood rule. Your ass, I don't mess with crackheads. But I'm just trying to get you people to understand. Don't think that in these states that have the stand your ground rule, understand, like the man down in Florida, it was tragic. You cannot sit up there and say, well, he could have done this, he could have done that. In the fear of the moment, the jury is going to look at an old white man and a young, big, strong black man. They're going to think reasonable. Are you going to be scared? Is an old white man going to be scared of a young black man? Hell yeah. That's not racist. That's just the fact. We all know it. Both sides. He'd probably be scared of a young white biker dude. Just scared. Old white men are scary. He got his gun. Don't threaten the old white man.
Also, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. This is not the first time Joshua Brown has ever been shot. Let me say that again.
Right.
This is not the first time Joshua Brown has been shot. He's been shot before at a club for an altercation. And like I said, again, these guys, because they have these pictures of these guys, that means, guess what? What do you think that means, that they already have pictures of these guys, Nachel? They've been in shit before. You gotta understand, these guys, these fools howling. Understand it. This is
all my religious people out there who I want you to understand.
Well, go ahead. Where'd she go? Hang on, let me go see where she's at. Your sound is off. Your sound is off. Pull her on. Put back on. Nachel, fix your sound. Well, while she's fixing her sound, I'm gonna read this thing. She proved that she didn't fear for her life when she willfully entered the unknown apartment and not call for assistance. No, in my opinion, no, that's all cool, fam. Wow, I didn't think I could mess with Texas either. Someone gives a verbal threat to me in my house, and I can't really defend myself. No thanks. Like I said, while she's getting her stuff squared away, listen, y'all. I told y'all I'm gonna try to do these things the best I can. You know what I'm saying? This is something new. Where rather we use feeling, we use the facts. I'm going to put up this video again so that way y'all can watch it. I know we want to think that the white man did this one, but the white man don't owe this young man nothing. After he did his diligence and he reported that was it. His debt was paid. And a lot of people don't want to hear that because that makes it seem like, oh man, they just let them out to dry. Why would I tell the truth? You gotta understand, it's a catch 2020. I've had this happen to me overseas. I've had this happen to me overseas where, you know, somebody would tell me, you know what I'm saying, Miss, you know, Johnson, if I tell on these people, you know, these insurgents, what's gonna happen to my family? I said, well, we could try to get y'all out of the country. We could try, but we don't know what's going to truly happen. So I understand that these things do come at a price. These things do come at a price, man. So we got to be for real about this stuff, man. I know it's a lot more easier to run to the white man. It's a lot more easier when you don't have to say the white man did it, not the black man. But this is why me and Nachel have to do what we do. I'd rather tell y'all the truth and actually get the truthful information to help the next brother or sister that come around and ask these questions, man. But I don't want to see y'all get jacked up. That's the problem with a lot of our people. We don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to see the evidence for what it is. So let me go ahead and see if I can pop off this doggone stuff for y'all, man. I'm gonna try to get y'all the actual video of this stuff, man, because I definitely want y'all to watch it real time. You know, it's a bitter pill to swallow. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's something that we need to deal with. Oh Lord, we're dealing with. All right, let me go ahead and then they're gonna let me rock. All right, cool. All right, so let me go ahead and play this for y'all, so that way after this, I can rock out and go to bed. But I've been drinking, and I want to go take a goddamn leak and go to sleep. Shit, I didn't even eat my damn sandwich. BS in the show, your last statement is a support argument to beat the brakes off people. Hey, I was right now. Michelle didn't say she was saved. Now, Michelle didn't say she was saved. So you know what I'm saying. Listen, I rock with Michelle. All right, so let me go ahead and play this for y'all guys, and I want y'all to tell me. Y'all be honest. We're gonna do this tonight. Let me go ahead and play this for y'all. Because y'all my people. And y'all can say, at least y'all saw here on BMT, that BMT, instead of I go to conspiracy theory, y'all know damn well drug deal gone bad. Shit. Okay. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right, y'all. Come on, let me go ahead and get that. You know this damn string arm. Work with me. Work with me, Jesus.
Tonight, a multi-state manhunt to find the men police say murdered Joshua Brown.
These suspects are to be considered dangerous because they're armed.
Authorities issuing capital murder arrest warrants for Thaddeus Green and Michael Mitchell in Brown's death. Brown, a key witness in the murder trial of Amber Geiger. Police say Friday the suspects drove from Alexandria, Louisiana to Dallas, meeting up with Brown to buy drugs.
Thaddeus Green gets out of the vehicle. Conversation with Joshua Brown, which escalates into physical altercations.
The confrontation ended in gunfire. Police say Brown opened fire first before being fatally shot by Green. Today, Dallas police stressing there's no evidence tying the shooting to the Geiger murder trial and calling on local leaders to stop suggesting Dallas PD was involved.
I assure you that is simply not true.
Brown's family now calling for an independent investigation.
They don't think that the Dallas Police Department is the right agency to conduct this investigation.
Akron Dallas police say they remain committed to
All right, so let me play that again for y'all because y'all know some people, they don't want it. I'm going to play one more time for the crowd in the back. One more time for the crowd in the back. One more time for y'all, okay? I love y'all, and after that, we can go home.
Tonight, a multi-state manhunt to find the men police say murdered Joshua Brown.
These suspects are to be considered dangerous because they're armed.
Authorities issuing capital murder arrest warrants for Thaddeus Green and Michael Mitchell in Brown's death. Brown, a key witness in the murder trial of Amber Geiger. Police say Friday the suspects drove from Alexandria, Louisiana to Dallas, meeting up with Brown to buy drugs.
Thaddeus Green gets out of the vehicle, has a conversation with Joshua Brown, which escalates into physical altercations.
The confrontation ended in gunfire. Police say Brown opened fire first before being fatally shot by Green. Today, Dallas police stressing there's no evidence tying the shooting to the Geiger murder trial and calling on local leaders to stop suggesting Dallas PD was involved.
I assure you that is simply not true.
Brown's family now calling for an independent investigation.
They don't think that the Dallas Police Department is the right agency to conduct this investigation.
Akron Dallas police say they remain committed to solving, with 2 suspects at large.
And tonight, a third suspect who was shot by Brown in that confrontation is recovering tonight inside this hospital under police watch and is also charged with capital murder.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. That's the law for the day. Let me go ahead and pull. I think Nichelle's back.
The secret's out.
Why didn't you say something?
Nichelle, you back there?
I'm back, darling.
Okay, so did you get to hear all that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I made sure I wanted to play it for the crowd in the stadium.
I apologize.
It's all good.
This is a relaxed show, and I don't even know how to spell my name. Okay.
No, it's all good. Like I said, hey.
Anyway.
The main thing about it is
we have a new guest on the show.
Who we got this time? You got the kitty?
This is the cause of my interruption. She pulled the cord out. She wanted attention. This is Tiny Kitty. Tiny Cat.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Welcome to the show, Tiny Cat. Like I told y'all, man, we're going to cover. Me and Nachel are doing a new thing. When we see cases, we actually already made a blood pact that we will break them down, political as well as politics, and we're going to break them down. I mean, no emotion, no nothing else. We'll just give y'all the facts. She literally told y'all to repeat it. Huh?
Let me be honest.
Go ahead.
I might get a little emotional every now and then because I care about my people. I'm not Candace Owens. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Oh, shit. I'm going to get rid of Mike now.
I will tell you, if you're confronted with a particular situation, how you can avoid additional harm. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to educate. I'm not trying to criticize. I'm trying to educate. There are things that are wrong. Now, if you see something that's wrong, see something, say something. That's my motto. You can't fix nothing if we don't know what's broken. I got 3 kids, had 3 kids in 14 months. So trust me, I done been there. I done done that. I went to Duke University. Oh, let me say it like this. I went to Duke University. I graduated from George Washington University in D.C. I've traveled throughout the world. I've worked for the Pentagon. I work for International Affairs and Intelligence as part of the Department of Defense. Please do not try to come at me with some okey-kanokey. My great-grandfather, my grandmother's grandfather was a gentleman by the name of John Lynch. He was a congressman from Mississippi. He actually was the first Black man to speak on the Civil Rights Act that Lee Merritt loves to try to sue people on. Actually, he doesn't sue them. He negotiates a settlement. I'm not a low pro settlement attorney. I'm not an ambulance chasing attorney. Yeah, Lee Merritt, I did say that yes, you do make money. You make it's blood money. I was the general counsel at Proline Corporation, the largest Black-owned company in the United States from 1995 until 2000 when Mr. Cottrell decided to sell. So yes, I was at a company that went from $45 million to well over $100 million that owned the interest in the Texas Rangers that was in not just the United States, but was in 45 different countries across the United States. So please do not try me. Anybody who wants to sit there and say I'm an affirmative action case and they wish they were Black, because I've had judges say that, and these judges are a trip here. I wish I had been Black so I could have gone to Duke University. Bitch, you should have wished you had a 14.8 on the SAT. I wish I'd been Black so I could have gone to George Washington. Oh, honey, you wish you had a 159 on LSAT. I did cry because I want to go to Harvard. So understand, I have 3 kids. 2 of them are in college right now. The youngest one came home. She's just like her mama. She cried because she didn't beat my SAT score. She only got a 1300. So you are dealing with an intelligent Black woman. I'm from Lake Como, Texas. Anyone from the Texas area, please advise them. I know people in low places. My god brother was one of the biggest kingpins. You don't get to be a kingpin unless you stay out of jail.
We'll save that for another episode.
No, I'm just trying to get people.
I know, Nachel.
No, I'm trying to get them to understand. I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna go through all that because people are like, "Are you for the system? Are you with the system? Do you understand Black people?" Yes, I understand.
Right.
I do understand.
But you know the thing about this show? Because me and you, we run back and forth through the battlefield for our people. And the thing about it is, because me and Mimi had a talk with them saying, like, we fought, crawled, and did what we had to do to get out of the streets, just like you. We didn't forget where we came from. We don't have to doggone chop up bologna. Yeah, we didn't forget our roots.
That's your roots.
But we also tell y'all, you don't have to live like that. You can get out. But we also try to teach people, listen, the show probably takes on cases that she don't have to take on for a lot of you niggas that she know is fucked up. I try to get a lot of y'all, when I be looking at y'all resume, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to get this one a job, but I'm going to figure out some way to get this passed on to get you a good job. Listen, y'all can't say there aren't Black people. You got to understand, man. You're going to want people like us to get in the system so that way we can help you beat the system. You're going to want that. You're going to want, this is why me and Nachel are on the same team.
Because y'all want to play chess or y'all want to play checkers? Y'all want to react to what they do, or do you want to plan your strategy? Because understand, in any game of chess, there are pawns. Do you want to be the pawn, or do you want to be the knight, the one that can move this way and that way, the queen that just dominates the board? I'm trying to be the queen.
That's a good one. Person asked a good question. Do you think Lee Merritt put that kid up to hugging that murderer to that murder for a bigger check for the family?
Yes. In a nutshell, let me explain.
We all know that. Listen, man. Listen, we're going, Nachel, when you're free, we're going to say that for another show, but I got to go use the bathroom. We went over our time.
No, you go use the bathroom. I'll talk. Let me tell you, I need this question.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand etiquette.
Go to the bathroom and answer this question.
There are certain things that you don't do. You do.
Let me explain the law on this one.
I'll let you finish it up before. Okay, go ahead. Finish it up. Go kill it before we go.
Very important question. 42 USC 1983 is a civil rights statute that my grandfather, that's why I was waiting. That's why I told y'all that. My grandfather, John R. Lynch, gave the speech for. You can look it up online. John R. Lynch gave the civil rights speech before Congress. Long before Martin Luther King, my grandfather gave the civil rights speech. 1983 is a statute that says a state government employee can be held liable for violating your civil rights. Civil rights are defined as any of the first 13 amendments. Let's just go down. Let's just say it like this. You know, your right to free speech, your right. It's not, and not because you are Black. It's anybody can file a civil rights suit. Did they wrongfully take your property? Understand where I'm going with this. Anybody can file a civil rights suit. It's not just limited to Black people. So if the police, who are government employees, acting under the color of law, violate your constitutional rights, they can be held liable. This is the deal. The Dallas Police Department, I've read the complaint. They're basically saying that this was a negligence case on behalf of the Dallas Police Department. If the Dallas Police Department had trained her correctly, she wouldn't have went to the wrong apartment. That's the substance of the complaint. That because the Dallas Police Department did something wrong, they should have known that she was a danger to the public. They never said that his civil rights were violated. He's dead. She did not unreasonably search him. Yes, she took his life, but she was not acting under the color of law at the time she did it. She simply had on a uniform. She thought she was going into her apartment. So they are trying to bring a negligence cause of action to say that if she hadn't been so tired, she wouldn't have killed him. But this is an intentional murder trial. And under Texas law, employers are not liable for intentional torts, intentional actions of their employees, unless they were going to get a benefit from that intentional act. So they're trying to soften the story, pull it back and say, well, she didn't mean to do it. We forgive her because we know she was tired. She didn't just shoot that man in cold blood. She was tired. That's all Dallas's police department. He'd still be alive if she wasn't tired. That is the legal theory of what they do.
Michelle, would you like to wrap it up while we so that way we can wrap it up?
All thing I'm saying is, at the end of the day, everyone's all up in their feelings. This is a tragedy all the way around. 2 young brothers are dead. Let's say a prayer for them. And let's all say a prayer for everybody we know, love, that we will understand the law and not get caught up in the law. My job, I'm a transactional lawyer. I do a lot of civil rights here. I work for big corporations. So I do have to sit up there and advise the corporation before they act, before they do something.
Go ahead, babe.
So that's what I'm telling you. I usually advise people before they do something wrong. So don't sit up there and say, well, what do you know about the law? How do you know about criminal law? I had jobs before I became a commercial attorney, a transactional attorney.
That's actually more so the big money, because when you're dealing with corporation, and I want you to understand, man, corporate lawyers are the ones that when y'all be like, God damn, I want to sue that corporation, you're going up against her and a team.
I've been thinking about this. Before you even thought about the lawsuit, I've been thinking about how to mess you up. I'm just going to be honest. I'm thinking about it.
You got to think, when y'all be trying to go after Walmart and all them people, you're taking on people like her.
I mean, lawyers have what we call nuisance value lawsuits. One of the first cases I had, I was a 25-year-old kid, new lawyer. The judge told me, he said, we're going to sell this case. He said, how much do you think you have to pay to win this case? He said, that's the amount I want you to settle it for. So a lot of y'all, you catch a case. Great. You profit, the lawyers profit. I ain't mad at you, but understand, that's the way the system works. At the end of the day, even if I win, they're going to have to pay me. I don't practice law for free. They pay me my nice little rate, and you may not like it, but if you come to me and you're like, I got this kind of case. Okay, baby doll. I charge $300 an hour. Oh, if you go to work and you show up, I don't care how much you pay. When you at work, you expect to get paid. So if you say you want to go to trial, every hour that those attorneys were in court for Amber Geiger, they got paid their hourly billable rate of about $300. Actually, one of the lawyers, I know him, he's $500 an hour. So every day, calculate
She was getting,
times
they were
500.
they were getting their money worth.
So, I mean, people need to understand this, that if you do catch a case, I hope you made enough money off of whatever you were doing in order to afford an attorney.
That's why doggone Biggie said, instead of y'all getting all that fancy stuff, go get a lawyer. Biggie literally told y'all, go get a lawyer. Y'all don't listen to them doggone OGs. And they said, why do you think all the OGs and most of the kingpins, you know one thing that they always have? A lawyer. And it don't be no black lawyer most of the time. It'd be a white Jewish lawyer or one of these old white lawyers.
We can't tell. Attorney confidentiality, we can't tell.
Yep.
As
They
long as you do it beforehand.
keep them on
beforehand.
Keep them on the pay grade. Don't believe that pro-black talking points all the time now. But it be the man that you least likely expect, the one that you're gonna get you out. So, you guys, if y'all did enjoy, which we know y'all did, because y'all enjoyed the last episode that me and Nachel did. Now we got Battle Kitten or Little Kitten. If y'all enjoying this, let us know by liking the video, viewing the video, and letting us know how you feel. We're going to be doing more cases. I know this one right here was a lot to cover because there are just so much things, but we needed to break down the witness protection, the subpoena, the 19-03. Yes, I know BMT is literally memorized.
Follow me on Facebook. I'm just jumping in. It's Nachel. I don't know why the hell I can't type. Nachel means Nachel. It's like Michelle with an N. N-A, not the Michael. It means warrior of God. Mm-hmm. So, my
Trust
parents.
me. Don't get you now. To be fair, don't get triggered because you're going to see stuff in her chat. You better come with thick skin because there are going to be white people in there arguing with black people of all kind of things, from child support to everything, which is actually our next topic.
Public. You know, you don't have to send me a friend request. Just look for Nachel Foster. There are not that many Nachels out there in the world. So I do know most of them. Nachel Church is another black attorney in North Carolina. Excuse me. Nachel Bright is the attorney out of North Carolina. She went to UNC.
You know the funny thing about it, Nachel? You know how many politicians and lawyers and judges I have bumped into ever since Nachel has been in my life that argue with me on a daily. This is why I cannot go on Facebook like that anymore. They're like, hey, that last episode you did, what did you mean by that? And I said, oh God, like I'm gonna I gotta unnotify this conversation because I'm telling you right now, you want to argue all day, go into Nachel's statement chats on just anything, child support.
Yeah, 300 comments sometimes. I'm like, y'all know, y'all arguing back and forth with each other, but I want people to express themselves. The only way you get to solutions, as I say, if you see something, say something. It's just the way it is. I have a lot of friends in very important places. I have a lot of my family. Did y'all not hear me say I have 27 first cousins?
They have a lot to say on Facebook. I can tell. That's how my dad is. Too many of them are my friends now, and all they do is argue. I'm not your damn cousin. Stop arguing with me. You know who you are.
Yo, cuz I have much love. Much love. I'm a Christian. I respect Muslims. I'm gonna say that now. If you come on my page, someone disrespects you, let me know. I know how to handle it. That I'm strong with a block. I want people to come on and intelligently ask questions, discuss. That's just the way it is. No. So I don't make money off of this. Little side, I'm recovering from 3 strokes in 6 months. God is good. I'm blessed. He allowed me to live. Any of those strokes could have killed me. I was blind for a while, wheelchair ridden, and I'm sorry, that was in the last one was June of 2018. So
You bouncing
I want
back
to help
pretty
my
good.
people. I have 3 daughters, as I said. So my mission is to help anyone who wants to listen. He that has ears, let them hear.
Mind
Don't
you.
think I might curse every now and then,
Oh, she
but
do. She do. She do.
I smoke. Y'all say whatever y'all want to, but this is real. This is
She
real as
she
it's
may
going to
got
get.
that paper, but she cursed like a nigga in the street. She
Hey, I'm an
naturally
educated. One more time. Did I not tell you what an educated ENB is?
she is an
Educated.
educated nigger bitch. She will let you know that, and I love her. Like I said, y'all. Like I said, I told y'all here on BMT. I literally try to bring you people who are actually professionals. That literally, we do this as a passion. The show does not have to do this. The stuff that she's telling y'all, she gets paid during daytime to tell people this. For low balling is $300. That's just the low ball. She's doing this for free. You know how many men, when they're getting locked up, they pay and they scream to get this woman to sit down with them? Mind you, she's doing this for free. But see, some of y'all gonna fail. Everything that I just told you, that she just told you, I did the research. She came to me and said, Joe, look this stuff up, get the research. I did it. I Like I said, we got more stuff to do. We're going to be talking about abortion. We're going to be talking about child support. Everything that we're telling y'all, literally at some point, if you were to pull up this video, it will still be good. It will be real time. All things are licensed to me in the show on BMT and BMT Unfiltered. She is one of the stable pillars that talks about it when it comes to law and politics. That's why I don't always bring everybody to sit down with her, because the stuff she says is very triggering. I am one of the very few people that can literally sit down with her and I can literally just drink and throw my feelings off and listen to goddamn jazz music. That's why we can do what we do. Other people will be just looking like fools. But other than that, we're gonna go. She's gonna get a rest. I know we're gonna set up tomorrow to set up for another episode. We're supposed to be talking about child support and how to properly navigate and get your shit together. Because some of y'all say, "Well, the kid would be better with me," and Lord knows, I've some of y'all men and women be killing me. Y'all be fucking yourselves up. Literally have a dude. I had a dude who literally told the judge, "I'm not paying that bitch no damn daycare money," and the judge said, "Okay." He said, "I'm not going to pay." Mind you, this dude is a contractor overseas. Y'all say that ain't true. Y'all don't think people don't be cursing in the courthouse? The show will tell you people curse. Everybody, listen, people get out of character in that courthouse when they start hearing how much they got to pay and what they got to do. People, Michelle, how often do people get out of character?
I'm gonna say it like this. I can tell you both sides because I can tell you about a brother who lives in a 8,000 square foot house that knows how to work the system. I mean, I'm like, okay, you living in an 8,000 square foot house, but he's self-employed, and so when his wife filed for bankruptcy, they were living in a $2 million house in Florida. $2 million house. He told the judge, you know, black men don't really make that much money. Judge said, you're right. You just gonna have to pay for 2 kids $1,400. He said, okay. Wife said, huh? Let the house get foreclosed on. And then, the house got foreclosed on. Because the judge said, baby doll, you don't make enough money. Your little nurse's salary is not enough to even cover the taxes. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. But to tell you the truth, there are ways to get around paying child support. Because I will honestly tell you, all you brothers out there, they got a job, just over broke. You might want to consider talking to a lawyer before you get in the sack, because every little sex act that you employ, and I'm gonna tell you like this, I'm from Dallas. women down here, it used to be, one woman came up to me early on in my career, and she said, she handed me a list of 5 brothers, 5 very successful brothers. I looked at that list and I said, we need to narrow this down. She said, I know my rights. Everyone on that list makes over $400,000 a year, and I get 20%. So any one of them could be the daddy. If you're going to be a hoe, be a smart hoe. I slept with them all on the same night. I let them run a train.
And with that, we are out.
So it's going to be a good show.
I love my show and I love my people.
I'm giving you the tips, brothers. I'm not against the brother. I'm going to tell you what the sisters are doing, how they're going to trap you up. So I'll tell you.
We're going to, like I said, we're going to go over everything. I wish I would. Listen, man, if Mimi will let me let that interview go with this one girl, she's a hooker. She literally makes $1,400 a week from one man. One man. $1,400. That's one man. And she don't mind him calling her the N-word. She don't mind.
Look, like I said, I'm saying homegirls in Texas, they were making $80,000 a year off of one night.
Oh, we're gonna have, don't worry, we're gonna do our doggone hooker talk, how they're making a killing out here in these streets. And the system, I'm gonna tell you right now, the system ain't gonna never get rid of hookers. They're never gonna get rid of them. They make the system go around. Oh, the profession and shit, it's gonna be legal some places. But we'll see you guys later. We love y'all, and y'all take care. Good night. Love y'all.